My name is Michael Moorhead at Full Sail University. Today in the history of motion picture arts, I'm going to discuss with you the evolution of lighting in the film industry. There has always been a reciprocal relationship between technology and the film style. The development of different types of lighting equipment and the introduction of new film stocks have both expanded the range of lighting methods and effects available to the cinematographer. Many types of lighting units were first developed for non-filmic uses, such as street lighting and searchlights. Only later was their potential for producing cinematic lighting effects explored. Although certain styles of film lighting arose in response to technologies that already existed, many other technical innovations were the result of experiments by enterprising cinematographers and gaffers. In some instances, the name of a certain lighting effect has derived from its first use in film. One example of this is the Obi, a small spotlight that was designed by the cinematographer Lucien Ballard in 1908 to 1988 during the film The Lodger, 1944, in order to conceal the facial scars of actress Mira Oberon. The history of film lighting is a complex chronicle of intersecting influences involving technological and aesthetic innovations, periods of relative stasis, and the gradual development of refinement of existing techniques. The lighting techniques used in the early cinema of the late 1890s and the first years of the 20th century were astonishingly primitive in comparison with those used in still photography. Filmmakers of that era did not adopt the range of artificial lighting that was already standard equipment in photographic studios and widely used by photographers to enhance the aesthetic appearance of their work. Instead, filmmakers relied almost entirely on bright daylight. For this reason, when films were not shot on location, they were filmed on rooftops and other places like studios built with open air venues. Thomas Edison's famous Black Maria studio, built in 1892, was based on a rotating structure that allowed its glass roof to be maneuvered to follow the direct sunlight. By 1905, filmmakers had begun to explore the creative possibilities of using artificial light. Two main sources of artificial light were used at this time. One source was arc light, which produced illumination by means of electric spark jumping between two poles of carbon. The other was mercury vapor lights. These worked in which way similar to modern fluorescent lighting tubes. One of the best known lighting setups is so-called the three-point lighting system. This was used primarily for figure lighting. The brightest of the three lights was the key light, which was directed toward the actor's face from the front side. If this light were used on its own, it would leave one side of the face in virtual darkness and cause the actor's nose to cast a large, unflattering shadow. To prevent this from happening, a second, softer light, known as the field light, was directed at the other side of the face. This light was normally positioned close to the camera, on the opposite side of the key light. It helped to balance the composition, reducing the dark shadows casted by the key light while preserving the facial sculpting. A third light and the last light was the backlight. It was positioned behind the actor in order to create a halo of light around the actor's hair. I'm Michael Moorhead, and I've given you the evolution of lighting in the film industry. Hope to see you guys soon.